He never asked to be called Daddy. Said hair is fine with me, just smile. But a little girl still needs a strong man standing, and he stood there all the while. He wasn't mine by blood or by beginning, but some bonds don't need a name. I introduced him as my father to the strangers, 'cause that's exactly what he became. And Johnny was always his rooster, the one who crowed and made him laugh out loud. Two daughters couldn't have been more different, but he loved us both, and Lord, he was so proud. He stood when the levees broke beneath him. He stood when they buried those he loved. He stood when the cancer took my mama. He stood when push had come to shove. Not because the storms were ever easy, not because the man was made of stone. He stood because that's who God had made him. And you don't lie down when you got people you call your own. He was Mississippi bravado on the surface, all rough edges and that country kind of pride. But underneath that man was silk and sorrow, and he let me see the tender parts he'd hide. He let me grieve my husband in his living room, two broken people mourning side by side. And somehow in the morning we found each other, and he became the safest place I'd ever cried. While Janine called from Illinois every day at 4 and made him laugh the way that only she could do. Some people heal you with their arms around you. Some people heal you just by talking with you. He stood when the levees broke beneath him. He stood when they buried those he loved. He stood when the cancer took my mama. He stood when push had come to shove. Not because the storms were ever easy, not because a man was made of stone. He stood because that's who God had made him. And you don't lie down when you got people you call your own. He cursed God once for taking her before him, shook his fist at heaven in his pain. But a pastor came and sat beside his hospital bed, and Harry never was the same. That hard man softened into something gentle, found the Jesus that my mama always knew. And I gotta be there for his whole becoming. Pop, that was the greatest gift I ever knew. And when the end was close and he was leaving, he asked me plain, is this the end? Am I going home? I said, not yet, your rooster hasn't landed. He wasn't going anywhere alone. 4 hours on sheer will and love and stubbornness. He held on till she walked through that door. Said goodbye to both his daughters before leaving. Then he laid his burden down and stood no more. So go on home, go on home. She's been waiting in the light. Go on home now, go on home. You stood your whole life, now it's alright. The sun is warm and she is dancing, and you'll never have to stand alone. Go on.